I have been doing all appropriate technology research and development for several years now as a hobby. And a problem for me is that even though I've won prizes and it's been published in various places, um, science hasn't verified it. They haven't. I've done a thing called the pulsar pump, and science hasn't expanded on uh, the knowledge that I um, created, I guess. It hasn't expanded on what I did. And it's been a major problem, and I think I'm beginning to see the reason. So here's a little chart, and it explains how scientists do their work. Scientists submit proposals, research proposals, to funding committees, and the funding committee decides which scientist has the better proposal, and if they accept, the science gets done. And I have a little playlist about this, and it's really informative to see an English scientist when his proposal won and when another proposal lost. Anyway, the funding committees, if they accept, the science gets done. If they don't accept, you might assume that the money will go to another scientist in the same field. But see down here at the bottom, here's the problem. What happens if all proposals in one field of research gets rejected? Now, I think that's what's happening in appropriate technology. These funding committees are not accepting any proposals in appropriate technology. And this is why it is nothing is even though there's lots of areas where people don't understand what's going on, like for instance, I've got a new thing in solar cooking. It's called the Solar Design T-Square, which helps people design solar cookers for 1, 2, 3 hour cook time. And I think this is a major problem, a part of the problem in science. Right now in Canada, the government has decided to drastically reduce funding for the guys who are researching climate change. And obviously, they've reduced it so much that the guys in charge of climate change research, the scientists are choosing between will we continue to pay the money for wages, or will we close down some of our machines? So obviously the machines are going to the results are not going to happen, because the machines are going to, many of the machines are going to be turned off. And this goes to the heart of the problem in science now. Funding is not, if you as a person, if you think appropriate technology needs some money, you know, write a comment here, and just you see this thing here, it looks like a little circle, except there's a break here. These people, the funding committees, they decide everything about the direction of science, and it's the direction of science which really matters, and it's totally out of the hands of the voters and of ordinary people. And I've got quite the heckle on anytime I say there's something wrong in science, and people come to its aid and say no, there's nothing wrong, but and say the reason my projects never got researched, and I'm not asking for the money for myself, I'm saying something, if it wins some little prize or whatever, or if it's published, I'll just show you. Here's it's called All About Pumps, and there's just about every type of pump, well known, and some lesser known ones are on this little glossary of pumps. There's one by, where is it, Telsa Telsa made a pump, and it's hardly known, but you can read about it there. And the pump that I made, it's called a pulsar pump. It's here. And here's another thing. This man has the biggest, most detailed thing on the internet about pumps. Here's his thing all about pumps. So you click through to page 4 of this. 4. So he's here we go. The pump inventors presented in this tutorial have not in many cases seen the just fruits for the labour. There are phenomenal pumps here which have been I hope that this tutorial will spur the pump industry into adopting these new and more efficient, no, not necessarily more efficient, efficiency is in the eye of, depends on what you use it for. Doing more with less helps everyone. Now there's a pump from the pump that I did is on this page 4, and there's a sling pump and John Newby's minimum flow technique. So these pumps, he considers that they're underutilized, and it's basically, in the case of the pulsar pump, I know for certain that I don't have all the details of I did a small just a trial model to see if it'll work, so I don't know how well it will go on a bigger scale with more water or higher head of water. I just don't know how good it will go, and that is up to research science to figure that out. But and it's nothing to do with me at this stage. I gave away, like I published this in 1988 or 9, so it's a long time ago that has been in the public domain, and nobody has and there's research scientists, there's students, there's environmental agencies. No one has touched it because I guess they're all looking at each other to see who's going to move first. Anyway, thank you. Hope you get something out of this.